let's take a look at the Team Peps. Obviously, a lot of renowned players taken to our digital stage here.
Oh, yeah.
However, they did suffer a tough loss in their most recent match against Twisted Minds, which is also arguably one of the best teams in the entire region, or even in the entire tournament. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind. Also, the reason why they struggled is because they ran with that echo comp, could not make that work. We're not going to see any of that today.
Absolutely not.
Shout out to my boy Naga, we love you.
Yeah, Naga, one of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all time in terms of Overwatch. It's good to obviously see Naga back. But yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. So like that was a rough loss. Like Twisted Minds, they got 0 points on Samoa Kings Row, and they got 3 meters on Colosseo. Like, that was insane. But, I mean, look, Twisted Minds are one of the best in the region, maybe best in the world right now. But, Peps, is there going to be a revenge match kind of story here? I mean, last time they faced, it was a 3-0, closer than the Twisted Minds and Peps 3-0. And there are, again, lots of, like, well-known names from Overwatch League, as well as EU Overwatch in general. Like, Doge and Sharp, some old heads will remember those in the Overwatch League, but there's still a lot of players that need to make a name for themselves. But Peps is just so strong. It's just so hard to bet against them.
They are. Yeah, but one of the things that is a total game changer is the meta that we've got right now. Yeah. Like, we aren't going to see the same echo comps, like, sadly, because I think that both Dip as well as Naga are very gifted echo players, but you're going to have to show up on some of these other roles. And also, can the backline adapt to what this new meta has in store for us? Because we're not seeing like most of these heroes that are actually on these team graphics, despite them being like their favorites, you know?
I do like it. I do like on those graphics actually sometimes when it's like double tracer, there's like triple tracer, quadruple tracer.
We're gonna have
so I like
OPQ.
Yeah, please no, please. Let's not start that on broadcast.
So funny.
Lijiang Tower, Midtown, Esperança are your maps. If we need to go further, New Junk City and Shambali Monastery. If we go to a map number 5, but yeah, Peps 3-0 against Nu.Age or Nu.Age. It was funny actually hearing last week Matt struggling with Nu.Age or Nu.Age. That was kind of funny. I was thinking like nu metal, like the genre of music, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. But
so you were on top of it. You knew exactly what Nu.Age.
Yeah,
saw it.
I mean, Zoe also knows like 7,000 other languages.
Yeah, it's unfair, honestly.
A little bit unfair on the rest of us. Over there, just put different.
You really are.
All right, Lijiang Tower. Here we go. Yeah, same kind of thing here. We'll see if there's any different flavors here from either Team Peps or Nu.Age. Doubt we're going to see anything insane, but you know, from what we spoke last game about the Kiriko and the Moira, maybe we are just gonna see some Kiri. I mean, Tomo was saying, you know, Kiri just kind of wins it for us a lot of the time, especially with how powerful the rush is. So, you know, there could be a little difference in that. I don't think Doge is going to play the Doomfist, although that would be kind of sick. Oh wow, they're actually going to run dive.
Okay, I am very curious now. I was waiting in bated breath because I'm like, okay, sometimes like, you know, they will bait you and like maybe 2 seconds before the timer runs down, they'll pick something else. But it is the dive. It is the Genji Tracer Doomfist dive. Doomfist is one of Doge's best heroes. Maybe not super comfortable with the Imaga pick, but you're gonna have to find an opening here with the dive onto this ball of death. Where do you go?
Yeah, and that's the big problem here. Like, who do you kill? It's pretty tough to, like, isolate one target and just destroy them. Plus, the Doomfist, classically, pretty bad against the Sombra. You just wait there with your hand, and you get hacked, and then you insta-die, basically, as Doomfist. So, it's going to be a really rough time for FD God just chasing down Natsuki. But Natsuki does live.
Yeah, but look how scattered everybody is. You can jump on literally any target here. Like, the Kiriko can get out because of the Swift Step, but everybody's so isolated that Team Peps is going to have a way easy time to be able to take everyone down. As I say that, like, Sharp and Dip, they trade, but...
Yeah, you end up losing your Sombra there, who was close to EMP, but, I mean, Nu.Age can just back... they're going to have to back up. They're going to wait for their Echo now as Dips end up making the swap. But like you said, really hard to actually isolate a target. And then you can easily hack EMP, just like that. 5-man, easy as you like. Nu.Age is going to get absolutely dismembered from that one.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard. I think Nu.Age just needs to change. I just don't think the Doom is contained.
I think you have to run the mirror, but also, like, are you comfortable in the mirror? Because we have seen that teams that are just not nearly as good as at the Mauga, like, they just can't find the edge. And so I don't know, like, it does take a specific hero pool to be able to run this comp, but I feel like a lot of people can pick up the Reaper or the Moira.
Really good call. Oh, even better punch. Kronos gets that cancelled. There's the rush. Sound barrier comes out, though, and a dupe onto the Sombra. Free EMP in the sights of Nu.Age right now. Sharp. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's how you end a fight. Sharp with a double kill with the pulse bomb. Beautiful stuff. Definitely one of his best heroes. Was known for it when he played it on the Atlanta Reign back in the Overwatch League. And there's the flip.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Like I think like the players on Nu.Age are so gifted at their individual heroes. Like, this just might be their comfort. But it's like 92% for them to be able to get the flip. They don't have many ultimates in the bank either. Like, even though Meteor Strike did get buffed, it's still not that much damage.
Oh, punch into the wall. No, teleporting away. They're trying to focus down Hybrid. There's the Meteor Strike. Buff incoming.
Right.
It's gonna matter.
Buff?
It's gonna matter.
Buff?
No, it's not. He's just gonna use it to get away. Smart stuff. You don't want to like int in after you secure the kill into Hybrid, and you know Team Peps are backing up slightly. But Team Peps need one kill. They just need Nu.Age to jump into them and just do what Dive does best and just try and jump in and kill somebody. After getting poked out, hit the EMP, and you're good to go.
Like EMP, the Echo, she's grounded. EMP, the Lucio.
I mean, look at that.
I don't know.
Ooh, okay, decent stuff.
Wow.
All right, decent pick onto Ben Best there. Got punched into the wall away from his healers, so they had no LOS at all. Another free EMP from Dip. I really like the Sombra copies. I think that's so sick into the Mauga with how easily you can get the EMP now. And against the squishy target like Mauga, it's just so clean.
It's working.
It is working slowly but surely, but Peps just need to walk in and hit the EMP is the only thing.
Yeah, like I'm still skeptical only because of just where we've seen this meta go so far. Having the EMP, as long as you can hit like 2 targets, I think at this point you're feeling really good, and you see how they're hunting that backline.
Yeah, they spotted the Lucio there, and Nu.Age are playing this really well, just kind of kiting out right now. EMP hits, only hits 1. Sound barrier comes in. Nu.Age have already lost Dip though. Kronos is enough falling to Sharp, however, in the backline. The cage has come through. Sharp hit the recall, the pulse bomb. Oh, Naga almost played it with his own game. Did he give him the back too? I would have done, to be honest with you, after that one. Kind of like an overdrive, and yeah, the Doomfist has no chance, you would imagine. Although Suzu comes in, and actually Buddy takes care of Hybrid. And it's a Meteor Strike high in the sky, but here comes the late beat from FD God, and with Doge dead, who really touches? Maybe the Kiri, but it's looking rather unlikely. Sharp is going to come back in just a moment. That death, yeah, the killing, or the damage orb, killing Dip, and Naga finishing them off with just a stray little shot. And yeah, as OT ticks away, it's almost impossible to dislodge the sustain comp. And there goes the round. Team Peps taking 100% to 96. A lot closer than I thought, honestly. Nu.Age had some very good engages with Dip's Echo.
Yeah, same. I'm really impressed at being able to run the dive into this, because you classically look at 5 heroes all grouped up together, and you look at the dive comp and you go, where's the target? Like what is your end goal here? And how easy is it to actually isolate somebody and take them out with a dive? It's very difficult when you have like this giant beefy Mauga, and then you also have like 2 very slippery backline characters in the Moira and the Lucio. It can be difficult to actually find your mark there, but Nu.Age did it. I mean, Dip several times was able to just burst down the Mauga. Like, Ben Best got completely chunked, and then you have Sharp that was just making the backline's life a living hell.
Yeah, so
I don't know, maybe this is it.
So what Traces do best is make the backline think again.
They're running it back here.
Yeah, you just need one hack. That's the scary thing. Because we were talking about how, like, of course, the Sombra plays a little bit differently now in terms of positioning. Just plays with the team, a lot of AoE healing. There's the hack. They're attempting to hack FD God. Oh, Lucio. Yeah, goodbye, sir. Or Natsuki, sorry. FD God's on Team Peps. There's the points. Oh, that was unlucky from Doge, although not sure Doge would have wanted to stay around. Wouldn't have been a warm welcome from Peps there on the point.
It's like Doomfist. Like, look at that. You punch down, and then you have to immediately get out of there. It's just, it's a game of poker.
Oh, Naga, okay. Naga went way too deep. There's the Coalescence, though, trying to even the ties. But Doge, once again, taking down the Moira. Naga's just overextending there. Didn't need to, it felt like. I guess one of the best things about Echo in these comps, too, is this beam. With the DPS passive, it being 15%. If you didn't see the patch notes, it's not 20% anymore, it's 15%. The beam is still insane.
You still feel that, though.
Exactly. You still feel, especially with the beam that does double damage after you chunk someone under half, and Mauga's kind of the perfect target for that, because there's no healing in the world that's healing you up.
Yep. But EMP is ready to go. Hybrid just gets to initiate with this.
They can juggle point pretty easily, though, can Nu.Age. Virus goes a little bit wide, but it looks like Hybrid's trying to find a way into this fight. Maybe waiting for Doge to dive in. However, they have got an ult of their own. And there we go. EMP comes out. Sharp targeted, and the Sombra comes in from Dip. EMP high in the sky. A better one, perhaps, too, from Dip. The clone looking just unreal. The duplicate working out so well for Nu.Age. No double free EMP. Not gonna be that cheeky, as Nu.Age now control the point as FD God. Now, having some dinner with some fish down in the little ring there. 47% of building for Nu.Age. Fantastic Echo play so far from Dip.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm very impressed with just the Sombra copies. I've been seeing, like, a lot of copies there onto just the backline because of the instant utility that you get. But the Sombra, give it then also take it away. Like, you now get EMP so fast with that charge change.
Oh, nice hack. Oh, hack didn't end up going through. It looks like someone got interrupted by Sharp there. Sharp going super low. Blink over the top. Oh, all good. Managed to get away. Nice little meteor strike. However, that is going to cost them the point, but they've already lost Hybrid. I mean, Naga kind of waiting in the corner here. This sound barrier from FD God nowhere to be seen. Dip ends up taking them out before they can even rip it. Team Peps stopping the percentage build up from Nu.Age there as they did cap mid-fight. As the reflip comes through. 75% now in building. Naga switching over to Tracer of all things. Widowmaker, sniping Dip. No, little swing and a miss there from Naga.
It was a good effort, though, because if you get rid of the Echo, then it does buy you that fight, but it's final fight territory now. Nu.Age has another duplicate, could just go for the hybrid dupe once again, and that EMP is so impactful. It's won them every fight.
It's exactly what they've done, Rose. Easily done. EMP, yoink, in, boom, EMP hits 4, and there you go. Dip just dismantling Team Peps with the Echo dupe. Round number 3 on the cards. Maybe we spoke a little bit too soon in terms of compositions being just a must pick right now. Nu.Age kind of making it work with the Echo, with the Doomfist. Obviously it being a new meta too. Not sure how much time every single team has had to kind of warm up on the meta. It's kind of been theorized that Mauga, maybe Orisa being very, very strong right now. But yeah, Nu.Age kind of playing Team Peps their own game. Just getting more EMPs because the dupe is just so quick to build up.
My take here is that we'll see Mauga a lot for like these first few days of competition, but when we get to the main event, I don't know how much of it we'll actually see. Like, I think right now it's got shiny new toy syndrome.
Okay,
you see the buffs, you have the health, you know what these comps can do, but I think against some of these teams that are super practiced with the dive like Nu.Age, look at this. Team Peps got forced off the comp. They went for like the space station special.
Okay.
We are seeing Reinhardt.
Actually, Reinhardt in my video game.
Wow.
Ain't no way we're seeing Ryan. Oh, what a burst. That wasn't even, those stickies weren't even on the sim, by the way. Rough stuff. That is a very good start from Nu.Age. Dip's Echo, super clean. No real surprise, though. Dip showed up last week. Even though they did end up losing, of course.
Oh, Naga go Echo. Ah, redemption time. Let's go. This is how you make Zoe proud, is to be able to show off the Echo once again. Listen, like, dive versus dive. Doge has had a very impactful Doomfist this entire game. The disruption has come in clutch, but now it's time for the Echo, and you're not giving over a high-value ultimate to the Echo on the other team. But where do you find that edge now? Is it going to be the Kiri? I feel like the Suzu has just been so good for that instant.
Oh, Dip trying to punch up right now, but Naga beats him back down. Force the recall. Dip finding FD God. Where was FD God to die there to a beam? Maybe they were trying to chase Dip onto that mega health pack. Even Naga going a little bit too deep there, with Natsuki picking up a boop kill. Nu.Age with a really nice fight, beating them out, beating Peps out on a dive versus dive here. All right, okay, and because you swap so late into the round as well on control, super hard for you to come back. You lose first fight, you lose first point, and you swap comp, you are back like 2 or 3 stages on the Monopoly board. Like, you have gone full circle, do not pass go, do not collect $200 kind of deal.
Yeah, for sure. Like you give us so much ultimate charge. Look at this. Like, Cronus is going to be... FD God is going to be the first one with it all online. Sound barrier, you do expect it to be here, but it's going to have to be the biggest sound barrier of your life right now to get this team back on a track. Because you're contending with a duplicate, a pulse. Like, there's just so much damage from Nu.Age.
Yeah, just straight up 5 ults. There's the beat from FD God. Does hit 5. FD God taken to the skies as the rush comes out on the point. Hybrid trying to find a stick target, but Sharp's going to pay close attention to them. Stick did land. I'm not sure if it was on Natsuki, but definitely received a little bit of that damage at the very least. Dip choosing to copy the Kiriko, providing a little bit more sustain for the rest of the squad. There it is. Team Peps coming out on top. Regardless of 4 ults being thrown in by Nu.Age, they still lose the fight.
It's a huge fight for Team Peps to win. We were just talking about how behind they were being able to switch over these compositions, but now that you've actually won that fight and not using very much here, and forcing so many ultimates out of Nu.Age, like, you actually have a chance now in this game. Just win another team fight, keep the ultimate economy in your favor, and Team Peps could do this.
There's a very good chance they make it back. Although just
super winnable.
A 5 stack of ultimates might do it for Nu.Age, as long as they don't whiff again. Pulse bomb for Sharp. Paying very close attention to Hybrid here, make sure they can't get onto the back line. Small rotation towards a mega health pack. A Tracer dupe from Naga, hits the recall already. Looking for a target to go into. You never normally see a Tracer up there, that's just echo movement for you. Looking for one, oh, misses the melee! Oh, and the heals come through from Buddy. A stick onto the Kiri though. Naga eventually cleans the back line. That was a really nice movement there from Natsuki, but couldn't outsmart Naga for long enough. Oh,
look at that.
That was aggressive from Sharp.
Maybe a little bit, but like risk it for the biscuit, if you will. Yeah. Naga though almost walking away with a 5 kill there onto the enemy team. That would have been a really cool ace to see. But Team Peps now bringing it into last fight territory. And what do Nu.Age have against this? Hyper just could get a pulse bomb here. The Susu's out.
Yikes! Yeah.
Just get the pick.
A Buddy got rolled. Hit the swift step. Easily got turned on by Bembest. Rocking the Paris Eternal skin suit. Him and I believe Naga was playing with them too, which is mad respect. Alright, Hyber with a pulse bomb in the back pocket. Punch from Doge goes a little bit wide, but it's all good. I think it was just kind of aiming space there, and it looks like Team Peps moving towards that point now.
Alright, well, here's the... Oh, Susu's out already!
Hyber's taking infinite damage on the sidelines. Yeah, Buddy already using the Susu, but there is the rush! That was close. Sharp almost goes down. Here's the recall just in time, even though the heals were coming in from the Kiri. Duplication onto the Winston, instantly evaporated. They've traded. Doge for Naga, 4v4. Beat comes in from Natsuki. He got so far away from his own beat, but they got more sustain on the point. They have Bembest still alive. They just got to keep him up. He's so low. Somehow they're keeping the point alive, though, as Hybrid just permanently contesting, and they C9. Oh, Nu.Age, please. Oh, that was rough. Rose, it's happened again. It's happened again. It's C9. Nu.Age, what are you doing? She's frozen in the perfect timing. Perfect timing for Rose to freeze. Another C9 coming in for for Rose on the broadcast.
Good. No. It's good. It's good that my camera froze because you didn't need to see it. You didn't need to see it. I need a replay.
That was, yeah, Nu.Age, they were so close too. Hyper was keeping that point alive that entire time. I think they were trying to chase Bembest because Bembest was so low, and obviously taking down the Winston there's a lot less on the point for you to kind of contend with, but Hyper was just dipping in and out of the point. Clearly, obviously waiting for Nu.Age to then get back on so he can kind of contest, but that contest just never came.
Yeah, but I wonder too, like, I think Team Peps just had that. Like Doge was gone.
Yeah, it did feel like
it does. It like I know, like, it's the curse. Like I swear it is now like 3 days in a row that I have had just, you know, teams not touch the objective. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like the biggest takeaway from this map is just how much this Doomfist dive had an impact on this Manga comp. Like, you can't touch the Echo. You know, like even Sombra doesn't have that range all the time, and the Sombra was a beautiful gift for Dip's ultimate. You do the Sombra, you win. Like, it's as simple as that. And I think, like, when you know that they're going to be running an Echo comp, like, maybe that is the secret to dismantling the Manga.
God, look how fast you build those ults.
So, yeah, like, you always get an ult. Like, when we think about the Echoes that we saw last weekend, they were barely getting the ultimate online if they duped a DPS. Or even if they duped support. We didn't really ever see, like, the Coalescence come online or the Kitsune Rush come online. But this, instant EMPs every single time.
Really clean stuff. Yeah, Dip was the difference maker on this first map, for sure. For Nu.Age, unfortunately, though, they obviously go down. Team Peps taking the map. They won their revenge. Team Peps, in the opening matches, they ended up winning against Nu.Age, a 3-0. It wasn't as one-sided as Twisted Minds versus Peps. There were a few points there. Esperança was specifically close, 99 meters to 79, so pretty decent showing so far from Nu.Age, and I want to see if their take on the Mauga, maybe they just don't want to go for this mirror. Maybe those just wants to stick on the...
Oh, here it is.
Here it is, yeah. So look at Ben Best. They're clearly just trying to kill Ben Best. Every single member that is currently alive for Nu.Age is chasing Ben Best. And then Ben Best just hits the leap over the side and goes back to the point, and then just no one touches. Yeah, I mean, that's just maybe a little bit of a breakdown in comms there on like who's going to touch and like the priority for who's touching there. It's rough. That definitely was a C9, but it'd be like that. It'd be like that, as they say. It happens. Fast comps, sometimes you play fast and you burn out just as quick. So, yeah, rough stuff on that first map. Maybe they could have ended up coming back. Midtown, though, coming up next.
Yeah, let's move on. We've got Midtown. We've got the next... Man.
And this is a map, interesting, Rose, where, again, I don't expect... Well, I don't know what I expect from Nu.Age. Maybe they do go for mirror, but you can definitely just play the Doomfist. You can play the dive here, you can play the Echo here. It's not a map where you're just pigeonholed into one comp, but then you can just play the Mauga too. I think with the sustain comp, like the Queen comp that we had in Overwatch League, like, it's just... Right, you can just run that anywhere because the comp is just so, like, you just can't kill anybody, and Shao is insane. And in this sense, in Mauga, it's like, kind of like Overdrive is insane, and just Mauga's Cage is insane, right? So, definitely a comp that you can run anywhere. We'll see what happens, obviously, on Midtown. It'll be Nu.Age defending first, by the looks of it.
I wonder, like, because, like, is that true, right? I know that on paper, and from what we've seen so far from the first two matches, Catalytic Overdrive is crazy. Like, you get the lifesteal, but you also have all that sustain. But when you're going up against 5 really just, like, tanky targets when you're all grouped up together. But if it's 1v5, or, like, you see the Manga comp coming and you just run away... like, you're forcing out so many cooldowns, and I wonder if that's why Nu.Age decided to keep on this Doomfist dive. But we've seen that if Team Peps responds with the Winston dive of their own, like, they can win those. So I think this is going to be a really tricky...
I vote they play dive.
Well, dive is so fun.
Exactly. We'll see. We'll see what happens when we load into Midtown. Just get everybody in the lobby situated and ready to go. Of course, Team Peps, they come into today at 1 apiece. In fact, Nu.Age 2, completely even record across the board. Both teams have 1 win and a loss each, and they both have 3 map wins and 3 map losses each too. So it's been pretty mirrored in Group A so far. We'll see if that can kind of continue as Team Peps. If they do take a 3-0, it'll be exactly that. It'll be completely mirrored across the board. Of course, there's an elimination match, or sorry, a decider match on who ends up going to the main event after Twisted Minds 6-0'd, or 6-0 map score, or 2-0 game score in this group. They were going to be dominant. No real surprises there. That team is stacked. It's up to Peps to really... Or Nu.Age, sorry, to punch up a little bit now. See what happens. But I just got the word that we're going in. So, yeah, Midtown. Nu.Age on the defense first.
Still thinking of the end of Lijiang.
I mean,
anyway.
We move on. We move on.
I know. I just, like, because you know it's going to happen again. just is par for the course when I am on the broadcast.
Exactly. It does. I don't know why that happens. Like,
why me? Like, why? I think, like, again, check the records, but like between the last Overwatch League season, the last 2 Overwatch League seasons, and now, I think I have the record of the most number of C9s.
Easily. I think easily, yeah. There is a spreadsheet out, not a spreadsheet, but a tracker out there that did track, like, who's casted with who, casted partners, and then maps casted, etc. And yeah, if there was a C9 thing as well, your name would definitely be rank 1.
Don't know how I feel about
casted C9s. I mean, hey, if you're going to leave a legacy,
that's the one.
Make it a funny one.
Dude, that's so true. That's so true.
All right, let's have a look on defense then. Nu.Age.
It's Doomfist.
W.
It is Doomfist.
W for Nu.Age right now. They're playing the Echo, playing Tracer, playing Doom. Clearly think they've got their own kind of flavor and style for this meta right now, at least. And we'll see how it fares. Team Peps.
They don't want it. They don't
just
want
to
it.
Get out. Okay. Oh,
now look at that though, Orisa. Okay, so like going back to the point that you were making before, is that Orisa, like actually a good counter to have in a Maga comp, in a Maga meta. I think Orisa also as well is just in general still a very good tank. She has Fortify. She is so sustainable. Like, I don't know. This might be it. I'm just excited.
It is going to be tough for those to really get in here. That spear is an insta-kill on the Doomfist if they're not careful, as long as there's follow-up, plus the Magnate too. Team Peps just running basically a lot of anti-Doomfist. Just making sure they can lock the Doom down and even lock Dip down too, but it's actually Naga who ends up falling. Team Peps make the long rotation around the outside, going through that alleyway, and this is going to be a rough ending unless they manage to pick up a kill. Doesn't like Nu.Age want to press the issue too much though.
No, I think you just back up. Like, you're waiting for Naga to come back. You're waiting for cooldowns to be available again. And hybrid. Like, just good, consistent damage.
And this is the problem with the Orisa against this comp too. All the problem for Nu.Age is Bembes can just walk on forwards, although you can't walk that far apparently. There's a Sharp had a pulse bomb. First class priority mail. Straight to your post box.
Well, now I wonder, do they keep the Orisa?
Yeah, I think so. I think you just keep it. I think this comp is definitely...
Like, long term, Orisa works, but I spoke. There is no Orisa anymore.
I mean, yeah, it definitely work here. Again, the rock's going to be pretty big for the Doomfist, but you're just going to get kind of bopped around. Kutsune Rush is going to get used. Doze charges up the power-up punch, and the poke is really nice. Oh, that was like a small mistake there from Doge. Slammed, tried to go up to the high ground, ended up slamming stairs. And Bembes now just corralling everybody. It does what Sigma does best in just corralling enemy teams, as Hybrid just lays waste to the backline. Natsuki dead, as Bembes is 1v3 in the train car right now.
It's working. Hold the front line. Let your team cap the point.
Oh, FD! Oh, FD God. We'll call that the Doom buff.
That is actually the Doom buff, though. Like high key, that's the Doom buff.
Oh, good punch, Doge. Man, if he followed over the top of that, that would have been sick. You don't want to kill it. You don't want to kill the map here either. You just want to leave the map for as long as you possibly can. Okay, don't lose the 1v1. Okay, all good.
No worries.
I would have left him for a little bit longer, to be very honest with you.
I don't know if you want to give him that opportunity.
I think you just stalled them for so long. You could have maybe made that last fight, although with how long these fights are going, especially with Sigma making rotations, Rose, it might just be last fight.
You're already
anyway.
in last fight. Yeah, like right. I think you're already in it. You got Amp Matrix that can help make this fight a little bit faster, but you're still missing out on just other damage to back that up.
Oh, that's a good window. Very
there
good
you go,
coverage. Sound barrier for Nu.Age. 5-man here from FD got as well. Just going for the match. Nu.Age just trying to play back. Got to be careful now. That point can flip over at a moment's notice, but Sharp again ending Bembes' life super short. And this dupe is just getting so much work done. Double Tracer is terrifying. I think that might just be it, 15 seconds to go. 2 Tracer on the map. You got a staggered Kronos too. Yeah, this might be just done. Naga should be able to get touch. Triple blink onto point, has pulse bomb in 2%. Oh, we got punched. Oh,
he's dead.
Nice heads up play there from Doge with his positioning, knowing that the Trace has to triple blink in. Good stuff from Nu.Age. Okay, series on our hands here as Peps get 0 on that. Well, I guess 94%, but they get 0 points. They didn't even unlock the payload.
It's still winnable.
Everything's winnable.
Everything is always winnable. It just might be harder than.
Yeah, it might just be actually quite difficult. Yeah, exactly. It might just be harder than having a cab. That's fact. Spin.
Listen.
It's wrong.
I don't know. Like, I hate looking at that and going, but do you dive too? Because the Orisa did look so good until you realized it was difficult to actually break past the dive.
Yeah, they were kind of moving as a unit, but getting picked off there on the rotation, that is where the weakness lies in these kind of comps, is that rotation
no shield
from the Orisa. Exactly. You're spear spinning, you can fortify, etc. You can help your team in that way, but if you get picked off on the cross, which is what Dive does very good at, is picking people off, especially when they're trying to rotate to different areas of the map. You end up in a 4v5, and then you just slowly end up bleeding out because the resources just aren't there for you. And because you've made that rotation, it's harder for your spawner to also rejoin your team. So
exactly, you're sat there as ducks waiting to be slaughtered. I think is pigs waiting to be slaughtered. Is that the?
That is the expression.
That's the one.
Like,
sorry, I was like,
Malta, yeah.
Ducks sitting in a row there. But you got the Orisa on defense. I think it plays a little bit better here when you have the rotations on back of point. But you once again have Nu.Age that's playing this dive comp, looking for an opening.
Yeah, I mean, with Dip on the Genji now, again, this is might just want to wait up for a lot of ults. Oh my word, those shurikens hitting hybrids square in the face. Yeah, you can't let the Tracer get away with anything here either. Naga's going to be the biggest dissuading factor for Team Peps. The Nu.Age not like diving in and kind of like inting on top of them.
Look at that. I already stalling for so much time though, right? Like this is a minute that's going to be off of that clock. But
right, yeah, because they can't
through there.
They can't insta-bin somebody, and that's the important thing. They have to just kind of execute and just get on top of one person. Hopefully they die. If it's just slam damage over and over again. Just waiting for the Tracer, and it looks like the Lucio 2, Natsuki, and Sharp now make it to the Mega Health Pack room. Point. Pause to about 94%, we'll call it 95 for the victory here.
Ooh.
Just ult, that's all they're waiting for. Rush Blade. Oh, well, actually, Blade's way too far away, so maybe not. Those Kitsunes, or there's Kunai, sorry, just demolishing the front line. Good window, but Doge is just going to stand next to it. And yeah, Meteor Strike straight on top of the Orisa. A lot of that damage has been blocked. Oh, rough on from Ben Best there, trying to use that ultimate, trying to lock Doge in place, but it's not going to happen. No tick acquired for Nu.Age, but again, they're slowly bleeding out here. Team Peps are able to kite away. Nu.Age gets 1 tick in 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go now as Sharp falls, and that will be the reset from Nu.Age. Very winnable from Team Peps. Same with Nu.Age too. It's played, you know, naked Blade, not so great. You really do need Nano. The targets you're looking for here, what, Kronos or Hybrid maybe, but there's a sound barrier from FD God if they really need to use it, but sometimes you don't even need to nowadays.
Yeah, like the Blade's so rough because like you do need that bit of amplified damage in order to actually slash through some of these targets with the way that they change some of Genji's kit, but you can still make them scatter. That's still valuable when you look at the space that can create. But yeah, it's not going to be like it's not going to be a fancy ultimate, I guess.
They got to kill Sharp. They have to kill one person here to Team Peps. There's the Blaze shot on top of Hybrid. There's the sound barrier though, and the lamp as well. Lampington doing a lot for Team Peps there, stopping Dip from doing anything. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go. Yeah, the beat, the Blade forces the beat. That is probably the best outcome you can possibly get from just a naked Blade nowadays. It's just forcing a big support ultimate like a sound barrier. That was a good trade by Dip, I'd say.
For sure.
60 seconds to go. They got 1 tick. but Team Peps have 4 ults in the bank. This rush from Buddy, they're going to have to just insta-min somebody. They're going to end up using that sound barrier to go forwards. Buddy still has the ultimate, and there's the kill. Kronos dead, Hybrid falls too. Buddy ends up getting taken out by Naga's Pulse Bomb, and Sharp also just a menace in the backline. The rush super late, and Nu.Age, they are just going to be able to run over Team Peps. Kronos going down like that is not what you want to see. Team Peps routed, and there is the map. 1 apiece in the series so far. No 3 Overwatch today.
Nope. That is going to be a very quick capture, but that's what they were waiting for. Even if it doesn't work 3 out of the 4 times, it only has to work once. So, there you go.
Yeah, that's all they needed that play for, was forcing that sound barrier, and then they just rush in with the beat, use the rush on the end of it, boom, kill Kronos. Kronos, like, I guess you can quickly pop down window, but, you know, in that small fraction of time, you're, like, trying to throw lamp, trying to survive, right? Hoping, obviously, FD will kind of boot people away. But, yeah, no beat, no problems for...
wondering if, like, if it looks a little different if you, like, put the window down first, but it's so tough to call what you're going to try to layer there.
Even if you put down window there, it kind of sucks, because then you're already getting dived on, so it's like, meh, you're not really using it anyway. But yeah, they were clearly just trying to lamp themselves, or maybe the lamp didn't even go down. I'd have to watch the replay, obviously, towards the very end. But Kronos was the perfect target for Nu.Age. They execute on it well, and they take the map. And what was actually quite a close defense and offense there.
It was close. I think, like, what really Team Pep struggled with is the fact that they had to switch up their comp on the attack a couple of times, and the Sigma is just so slow after you had already utilized so much time on the Orisa. I get the theory behind it, right? You have the shield, it helps you make those rotations just a little bit faster, but you're still getting stopped at the doorway with very little room for error there after how much time you've already used. So it was a really good effort, though, and we still have several maps ahead of us when we look at the rest of the series.
Yeah. Esperança is up next. I want to see the same thing. I mean, maybe both teams...
Or dive.
Mauga. It's whatever. You guys just don't know. We're just ahead of the meta. I'm still not sure about that. I still think Mauga is probably the strongest tank. And like running with the sustain comp, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm happy to see some Echo, and I'm happy to see some just old school dive, but Esperança can do both of those things. We are going to jump to a quick break, though. Don't go anywhere. Got Esperança coming up next. Map number 3, Team Peps and Nu.Age around the corner.
Enemy in sight. Into darkness.
Group energy is interesting. Very interesting.
Check this out.
Methinks a Cupid I shall play. What are you looking at?
Keep moving forward.
Best of luck to you all.
Where it'd be like, no Cowboy Bebop trailer for you. It is my time to shine. I do like the Mario skin, it's pretty sick. And the Bebop skin.
That's awesome. No, that was really fun. I had a really good time playing the Moira event. I thought that was a really fun PvE experience.
I love Eldritch Horror. I always thought it was quite cool.
Yes.
Just like big, crazy looking things, which is, it's really sick. Yeah, it's a decent event if you didn't check it out. Unlucky, I'm sure it'll be around it again, though. Esperança is the next map. Map number 3. Team Peps and Nu.Age, or Nu.Age, Nu Metal, whatever you want to call them. With yeah, with these comms coming in, hey, I'm down. I'm down for more dive. I'm down for more dive. We've got a lot of good dive players on Team Peps right now. FD God, certified Lucio main. A lot of very, very good Lucios in Europe. I think especially with like Astro, one of the best Lucio players in the world, it's a high bar to really climb over. I don't think anybody's beaten Astro just yet, but EU does seem to produce a lot of good Lucio players. Master as well, also an extremely
Admiral.
Admiral, yeah, just a lot of good Lucio players all around. I know Jake's a big fan of FD God. And Team Peps, Hybrid and Naga, very suited to most metas, which is good to see. Sure. And then they've got a large bench too. I'm hoping we want to see Poco come in and just decimate the competition. Bring out D.Va and then only lock that in.
Bring out the Maga. Bring out the Maga.
Please no, just bring in D.Va and just dominate. All right. Looks like game is ready. We're just waiting for one team to get into the lobby, but it looks like we're all ready to go. One apiece for Team Peps and Nu.Age. Team Peps now selecting Esperança as we load into the map. Yeah, more Echo as well. I think that's going to be a big factor here in this game, and it's good to see some more Echo play. And with Echo, more often than not, you're wanting to dupe tanks, but we've seen a lot of duping the Sombras, which has been great, especially when they're playing against the Maga comp, but we'll see what they want to run here. No more 3 Overwatch. It's good to see. Of course, both these teams are just fighting out here in this decider match for Group A. Team Peps have already beaten Nu.Age once. They want to be in the main event. They want to be joining Twisted Minds out from Group A. Nu.Age want to get their revenge here. They want to just end this one a quick 3-1 and then book their ticket to the main event, knocking out some titans of EU Overwatch.
Yeah, the loser goes home. They don't get a chance to play in this group stages again. They're gonna have to try. They're gonna have to try again next time. But right now, we are gonna get a chance to see the style of compositions both of these players want to go with, and look at that. We've got Maga here for Team Peps, but it's with the Sombra once again. And lo and behold, Nu.Age, they've got the Echo, they've got the Doomfist dive, so we've seen how this can go when Dip does have that duplicate online.
Yeah, working the way up to the dupe. Always one of the harder things to do. You don't want to play too aggro, but you've got to be careful of those hacks to plummet down to earth. But they're playing pretty well. I mean, you just play on the periphery here, just throw in the sticky bombs. Another hero that benefited quite a lot from the projectile size increase change recently. Echo, especially her stickies, were always quite decently sized. You always seem to get at least stuck with a couple of them, even if they were flung from super far away, and the tri-shot too, so large benefactor from that change. Just makes Echo even better. Pretty like Hybrid's positioning, actually.
Look at that. I mean, just get a hack onto the Doomfist. You do force him away. So it's buying some space here for Team Peps to continue to make their march forward. But they're all waiting for cooldowns. You wait for the catalog overdrive here from the Maga, and then you go in when Hybrid is very close to getting this EMP online.
I think, yeah, it's just going to be an ult fight. I love how Ben Best has 24%.
Oh, he's in!
Okay, the overdrive coming in. Everybody's getting healed up, but there's the beam. That's what I was talking about earlier on. Just so devastating to Maga. Super easy to hit. There's no healing in the world, even with this heal comp. There's no shots. The dupe on the Lucio. Okay, Dip trying to diff FD God. B comes in from FD God, though, making sure they don't lose the 1v1. All good. Always embarrassing when you lose against someone that's duped your main. EMP coming in. Dip getting hacked. Buddy 2. This later EMP from Hybrid again. What found Nu.Age a lot of success on map number 1 was duping the Sombra. Not sure that duping the Lucio there worked out in their favor. They end up losing that fight, losing control of the bot. And now Team Peps can play up.
It was a good idea, though, because, had you had the sound barrier, even just booping someone away, having the duplicate onto the supports rather than the tank, you just get some instant utility that you otherwise don't have to have on your team. So, I don't know. Sound barrier would have been great there, but it's so difficult to actually work up to that. Now, not too much progress here for Team Peps. They have the Coalescence, but Nu.Age also is coming back with the Meteor Strike to play really aggressively.
Oh, good call. Good spot as well. Sound barrier comes in, but Dip is the target.
The hack.
Easily slain. The hack was super nice. And yeah, the Coalescence is just so good at taking down those aerial targets. Pulse Bomb in the hands of Naga, just diving and dodging around those kunais. Ooh, nice bit of tracking too. Blinks back, repeat indeed.
All right, now the Moga comp is working. When we saw it on Lijiang, it was struggling a little bit to be able to get past some of the coordinated dive here of Nu.Age, but that was also...
Ooh, what a stick!
Oh!
Okay, Naga, I see you. I see you, sir.
I was gonna say when Dip had the duplicate, but also, like, you don't have a Lucio anymore, so that has to be a backup. They can't come in and contest this. That is a point capture here for Team Peps, and they just get to keep steamrolling. Wow!
Yeah,
Naga obliterated Sharp.
Yeah, that was not exactly what Sharp wanted to run into. On the high ground was Hybrid and Naga at the same time, and Naga just taking him to the cleaners. Hack on to the Echo again. Dip used the shift to get away. Soars high. However, that bot is moving on forward. Now you can just hold the corner. Here we go. Esperança. We're in stage 2 of Esperança in this boss fight. Okay, I mean, you get on the high ground, I suppose. Does look very funny. Good stick. Didn't do anything there.
Okay, no
Hybrid
EMP
dead.
then.
Yeah, they're just backing up. Don't really need to do too much here unless you want to jump in as Ben Best. Has got Cage coming up. I mean, you trap this Lucio. The Lucio is going to die. Although Kronos with the fade fades away from Ben Best, who needed a whole lot of healing, but you had no choice. And he's trying to make this fight super long here. Just die on the bot. Go again. 70 meters versus 0. Nu.Age are going to pick up some meterage here, but not too much. FC God is spawning somewhat last, so going to be able to taxi the rest of the team.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like, if your Team Peps in that situation, you're trying to force out ultimates for Nu.Age, but you're also trying to build up to your own here. So Peps gets a chance to come back into this one with basically a full slate of ultimates. Naga's not going to be too far away. They're making a pulse bomb depending on how long this fight goes. But I'm looking at Hybrid trying to set up here for this EMP. And maybe deny Dip from being able to get this EMP dupe. Oh.
I'm just looking Dip square in the face. Unfortunately, Dip can't see where Hybrid is. That is a very early rush. Easy disengage from Peps. They're going to go around the corner. EMP lands as soon as they go for the dive. Oh, Doge. The baits. And they even Cage as well. Cage EMP. Yeah, there's no surviving that. That was really well played from Team Peps. They heard Buddy using the rush. Okay, sure, we'll just disengage. We're us 5 anyway. And then they just EMP as soon as they try and go for the engagement. Really nice stuff from Team Peps.
That was beautiful. That was super beautiful. And you're going to see that from a lot of these high-level teams. Just having that awareness to be like, I got to back up here. I know when the fight is not going to go my way. But look at that. There's the Sombra. Get onto the Sombra.
Sombra copy. Here's the free EMP coming right up, sir. 7 seconds to go to earn yourself a free one, but it doesn't look like Team Peps are going to give him the opportunity. Naga doesn't end up going down. There's Ben Best goes in. EMP hits. Only hit Hybrid, but it will do. A cherry on top, the ultimate, really. Meteor Strike even coming in. Oh, it looks like Dip lost the Moira there. The Moira was below them. Surely Dip doesn't die to anybody. No. There's the bot. It's going to get juggled a little bit. Okay, FD God. Sure, why not? Surely you get killed by the Doomfist, though. That was a really, really awkward fight for both teams, as it wasn't clean. And the fights need to be clean for Nu.Age to really push this bot. A considerable distance, at least.
I mean, I think the good news for Nu.Age is, like, they did get the rest of the ultimates out of Team Peps.
Oh, they forced like, so, ooh, can they chase?
So, like, it feels good, but now you're, like, in the same boat if you're Nu.Age. You don't have anything to work with here. You have to try to get these just raw picks, and while the Echo and the Tracer both have the ability to do that, again, who? Who is your target?
It's quite rough. And even on these high ground fights, too, because Peps can back all the way up if they really want to and play around the little shield wall and play around the mid. I mean, you could just take, basically, with this comp, like, you can just take mid-fight over and over and over again. And that's what Esperança really boils down to when it comes to sustain, or, like, even these rush-style comps as well, is that you can just play the mid-fight. And you can just keep repeating mid-fight. So Team Peps kind of seeing that in the tea leaves and saying, you know what, we can just chill here. And with Hybrid's positioning too, I mean, they're just walking into an EMP. I don't think they even need to go aggressive, but they definitely can. 5-man EMP, you're going to wipe the floor with them.
Yeah, and that was after already stalling for like a minute around that minute.
They rush? They rush?
No way.
Why do you use this rush? Chronos with the Coalescence. There's a beat available for FD God, so Nu.Age, they're going to have to contend with that. Free EMP comes in. FD God hit. Are they going to use the sound barrier? FD God targeted out. 1 HP. Ends up falling, in fact. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. Naga takes down Natsuki, though, and that beam is going to dish out too much damage for Ben Best to stay alive. All right. Call me a liar. I thought that was a bad rush. Buddy comes in, rips the rush at a 4v5 situation, but they still managed to come out on the top. Now the bot's going to get on moving.
All right, I dig it. Like, I was with you there. I thought the rush, it felt like it was an overcommit in a lost fight, but it was able to get them enough to be able to get those ultimates. The duplicate was also really nice. You had the EMP come online after Team Peps felt forced to use ults. They don't get there before they capture the point.
All good. All good, team. We have sound barrier. Yeah, I mean, catching FD God in the last fight when he had beat, that was the real final nail in the coffin. FD God survives there, use sound barrier, that's a win for Team Peps, but not so much anymore. There's the hack onto Doge. Doge pretty low. FD God knows they have a sound barrier here to match, and there it is. Both beats come out, and now Sharp looking for a target, trying to jump down Chronos. Chronos uses the shift to get away. Dip already dead as Hybrid pings them out from the floor to the sky. A little bit aerial combat, as look like Hybrid was in the sky there with the Echo. But the bot has been stolen. 4v5 now. Nu.Age do have the high ground, but what use is that when the bot has been stolen away from you and you have no point presence? Oh, the tracking from Sharp.
Ooh, Kitsune Rush.
Kitsune Rush. Oh, an EMP with the cage.
Again.
Yeah, ain't no way. Call that a virtual machine. You're just getting surrounded and you're dead. There's just no way. Team Peps, I mean, this is their opportunity right now to run away with this. There's 15 seconds to go, Rose. With a pulse bomb and a coalescence, this could be the end. Nu.Age need an incredible duplicate here.
And they could, though. You gotta dupe the Sombra, you get the EMP online. That has been a win condition for Nu.Age, but you still have to make up this meat rich.
Dip looking for an entrance. Yeah, that's the big problem. You need 2 or 3 fights before someone comes out. Nope. Denied completely, and now Naga in the back line. Here's the Sombra dupe. This is what you need, but getting an individual hack here is going to be basically impossible. Is that coalescence? He's doing so much, and Naga manages to snipe the dupe out of the air before the EMP can even register. Team Peps are going to wipe Nu.Age, and that should be Esperança and match point.
There you go. That looked much better when it came down to the manga, but they figured out how to gel the ultimates together. The cage and the EMP on top of each other was just a death sentence when Nu.Age walked in.
You just lose. It's like
That's so tough.
It's like the Blizzard, the icebox or whatever you want to call it, right? The Blizzard with the cage. Like, you just lose. You just can't win that fight. And that's exactly. They were like, okay, so if we just win here, we get more meterage. And we're an OT. They have to win an OT fight, so they need to burn ults. So it's just kind of an easy game from there. As soon as you hit that EMP cage, and then you take down Doge. So yeah, Team Peps, especially during the end of that, they played that extremely well. We are going on to New Junk City, as our next map was picked by Nu.Age. Of course, it's a flashpoint. So faster comps here. Again, I think this is probably just what we're going to see for the rest of the series. Peps running Malga, and then Nu.Age playing the Doomfist. I think that's going to be the tail here. And this is also another really good dive onto Dip. They know Dip is just such a problem, especially when it comes to damage output and just the targeting with the beam. You can just instantly obliterate somebody. So I really like the target focus coming out from Peps.
Yeah, I do too. And I think they also had some really just heads-up recognition about the type of game plan that Nu.Age wanted to go for. I think this is a beautiful example of that. You had the Kitsune Rush coming right at you, and then you hit them with the cage and the EMP. And it was a perfect response mechanism for that level of aggression that you're going to see out of this Doomfist composition. And so, like, when you take a look at how these two different team comps actually interact with each other on a map type like Flashpoint, it's hard to imagine that like the manga doesn't get the upper hand with just how scrappy those fights are and how quickly you have to engage. Like the Doomfist takes some time to actually ramp up. Same with the Echo to find those focusing beam kills.
Right, yeah. It's harder on the rotations. It can be quite easy for the dive comp to kind of pick people off, but yeah, when you are on those points, can be a little bit more tough. You can just hunker down with the Mauga comp, right? I mean, that's the big thing. That kill at the very end, Naga focusing out Dip was really cool. They literally pressed EMP, and it was like halfway through the animation, and Dupe died. Dupe died, and it was like, well, GG. GG, actually. We don't win this fight. 2-1, Team Peps. Looks like they want to stop Nu.Age getting their revenge from the opening matches in Week 1. New Junk City up next. And yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there, Rose. I also want to see maybe if Chrono switches over to the Kiri. I don't think that's going to happen. We've seen a little bit of like Kiri and the Moira recently as well. I just think Lucio is also still just too good to not run. But, you know, stylistic differences, maybe you feel like you need the extra healing. But a lot of the time, the Lucio with the beat, it's just too much of a strong ability to waylay.
I think you would do like Lucio Kiriko too. Like that is something that like we could see, but I think the
Kiriko
Lucio
can save you
must pick
from the focusing beam too. Like if you time it well, like the focusing beam can't just like instant evaporate you. Yeah, Suzu is pretty strong. We'll have to wait and see, of course. We're going to jump to a quick break to give the teams a little bit of time here and get them all into the lobby and ready to go. So yeah, on the other side of this, will Team Peps end up just closing out the series, or will Nu.Age take us to map 5? We'll see in a bit.
It's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Welcome back. Potentially the final map as we go into New Junk City. Maybe Shimbali, we'll see. Nu.Age's pick, of course, as the series began. As yeah, we head into the 4th one. Not a bad day of games so far in terms of like no 3 Overwatches. Well, over the last few weeks it's just been perma 3 Overwatch. So yeah, it's nice to see some back and forth games. Of course, the match last week, if you didn't watch it, was Space Station versus Explosione. That was in Group D. That was definitely a game to watch. A banger map 5 in EU. Oh yeah, versus Sheer was also pretty decent as well. That was played off stream, I believe. That was in the opening matches. All right, New Junk City. Anyway, back to the present. Back to the present. Less of the past. Woo! So we jump on in.
Well, this is Team Nu.Age's pick, and I think like if you're picking between the 2 flashpoints, I think this makes a lot of sense. New Junk City has more open flashpoints to work with, so if you feel more comfortable running the Doomfist dive, you have way better avenues to do that. I just like more high grounds to play with. These flashpoints are a little bit bigger. I'm thinking specifically of like bomb flats and how that can play way different to one of those like tinier enclosed points like ruins on Saravasa.
Right.
So, but I don't know. I just think like more of the Doomfist, New Junk City, a little bit better.
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, I think Nu.Age just kind of almost refusing to play the Mauga at this point. I'm curious. I'll have to ask Doge how much they've ended up playing the Mauga in scrims and whatnot.
Yeah.
Of course, because we're on live patches, a bit difficult in terms of getting a lot of scrims in beforehand.
Oh, look. Naga's gonna play the Reaper, though, as they come out of the gates. So it's gonna be the Sombra and the Reaper this time around. I really like that, because at this point, you're just trying to, like, rush an enemy target here on Nu.Age, whoever it may be that's in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, the only issue is it's going to be hard to really lock someone down. They're trying to get the Lucio. Natsuki eventually finished off by FD God. You see, it was literally ring around the rosy there. You're on the roundabout, and you just keep going round and round and round and round. You don't know where to get off, and luckily they found Natsuki after the small charge. I mean, with the Mauga too, really, if you hit someone with that knock-up, you're pretty dead. So you can't get caught by that if you are the Lucio player. Best thing about Nu.Age's comp, though, Dip really hasn't got too much to deal with, or doesn't have to deal with too much. There's the dupe onto Sombra again. It's worked out for them wonders here, but can they get any value from it this time? Of course they can. What am I saying? It's EMP, but no. Insta-hacked out of it by the looks of it. Hybrid refusing to let that EMP go off, and that is going to be the fight again. Backline down for Nu.Age as they back away.
That's so tough there, because, like, you had the EMP, you got hacked, though, but Team Peps, like, that's the way that they have to respond to a duplicate like that. They know that EMP is going to be there, so that's the sauce, that's the ticket. Coalescence now. Here
we go, Coalescence and Sound Barrier. Natsuki, there's
in a tiny room.
Natsuki gets this. Nice TP up into the skies. Need some of those healing offers. No, not to be. There is point A, or first point even. Surely secured. Shove does find one.
Oh,
there's
they flipped
things
it
on the Tracer. And yeah, getting the flip is quite nice, but whether they can actually hold is another question. And with Doge going down, very, very unlikely. God, those voice lines are kind of wicked.
So cool.
And there's the flip. All right, okay, yeah, Nu.Age not deciding to chuck themselves at the point. You would have been a severe disadvantage if you did so, not knowing where the next one would be. And here we go, big rotation now. Looks like a quick one for Team Peps, yeah. As soon as Team Peps gets set up, it's going to be really tough for Nu.Age to really get any value in space. So they're just going to opt for like a splitting,
yeah.
Split.
Ooh, how?
Little hack and a little chase. That's the problem with splitting up too, but you expect kind of the Echo to stay alive there, Rose. But very unlucky, and that might just be the point cap. Although
getting trapped in a room like that, that's so unlucky. If you're the Echo, you do have the Kitsune Rush, so you can layer that over the point. But it's really important here for Nu.Age to like try to find some real estate to not give over too much of this point.
Oh, what a dodge from Natsuki. Oh, Sterns are going down though. He may have dodged the EMP, but he did not dodge the double Hellfire shotguns, spinning and winning in his face. Sharp does find at least one with a pulse bomb. A hack again from Hybrid. On to Sharp. Nice little dodge there from Naga, getting out of the way of that punch, and that was a lot of big value ultimates used by Nu.Age. Same with Team Peps, though. They do have Cage, but Cage can just be a fight ender if they catch more than one person in it.
No, the biggest key is that Dip has the duplicate again, so could dupe the Sombra, get the EMP. But Team Peps has already figured it out once before, just being able to hack that Echo out before that EMP can go off. But let's see if they can replicate that again.
Gotta find the Sombra first. There you go. Eventually ends up popping out of stealth. Look at the ult charge. 40% already. I'm looking, I'm waiting, I'm looking, I'm waiting.
Don't worry,
Faster
it's
than
coming.
When you hear that virus too, it is ridiculous. There's the EMP. Oh, doesn't cancel the Coalescence. Cronus a little bit further away than he expected. And there's the cage match. An EMP onto 4 people and nobody dies. Oh yes, we're in Magma meta, sustain meta, baby. Team Peps just unrelenting in their aggression. Nu.Age are going to let that point go. Team Peps rolling through this map so far, and with Dip even, they're actually going to switch over to the Sombra. They decide Echo, not for me. Not for me today.
It's so hard though, because like even though the Echo can work on some of these more open points, we are heading back over to an enclosed space. We were already in Ducks, and now we're going over to a Refinery, which plays a very similar way. And the Echo just is so vulnerable when you look at just how little skybox you actually have to play with here. So if you can't beat them at their own game, join them, I guess is how they would say. So Dip really looking to try to hack out people like Ben Best there, try to shut off some of the...
Oh, what a stick!
Oh my god.
Sharp has still got it. Known for the Tracer on Atlanta Ray.
For sure.
Johnny's king, Mr. Sharp. Good stuff. Good cap as well from Nu.Age. That's what you want to kill. You kill that, you get the stick on the Lucio. Team Peps have really nowhere to go.
How long though? Because they've got an EMP.
Well, they do end up laying down the rush. I mean, you just back up here if you're Team Peps. I mean, is this happening?
Now get out of it.
Oh, it's happening.
No.
Oh, it's happening. He got punched into the wall, but it doesn't matter. He's done the damage. He killed Buddy with his Death Blossom. Good God.
We're back in the meta now. It's okay if you lost a member, just hit your ultimates and win the fight anyway. I think is what we've learned from the Buddy Kitsune rush and also the Death Blossom just now.
There's always just something so comical to me about seeing a Reaper just like because it's just something that happens a lot in like ranked or like quick play or whatever.
Yeah.
TP Reaper into a backline and then hit Q. Like it doesn't happen that high a lot of the time in like the highest levels of Overwatch because it's just so easy to kind of telegraph, predict, and you see the Reaper TPing. It's like okay, I'll just rush where you were, and your team. Uh-oh. Well.
One. No, nothing.
Zero.
Nothing.
Zero. That's a goose egg. 0% EMP. Hybrid stance. That'll do. That's one more than they got. Although I don't think they actually got. Did they even get dip?
I think that was Suzu. I think that got Suzu'd.
Little Suzu. All right, so that's a little goose egg too. All right, Team Peps, 90% on the board. Nu.Age. And up re-controlling that fight. They do find a flip. That was 2 EMPs with 0 hacks, by the looks of it.
They will get better. Players and teams will get better at being able to dodge that out. As time goes on, and the more practice they get, that'll hopefully happen. But yeah, there you go. Like, Nu.Age now last by territory to finally get a score on the board here for this flashpoint. But they gotta get this post bomb to count here.
Peps just need this one fight.
They've got Cage. They've got Cage Cole. Even Cage Death Blossom.
Sharp cannot get into this fight. There's the EMP, and it's a good one. 5-man EMP. Team Peps laying on their backs now in spawn. Nu.Age are going to finally get their first point in Flashpoint to keep themselves in the series. That is a make-up EMP if I've ever seen one.
There you go. That's the real ticket there. But now we're heading back over to points that I would have expected the Doomfist to be pretty good. We've got bomb flats, and I think that like the Doomfist and the Echo play really nicely around this point in particular, but I don't think we're going to see the Echo. I think like Dip has been doing a lot of good work here on the Sombra. It would surprise me a lot to see that change come back through. But here's the Naga Tracer, actually. No more Reaper.
Yeah, I like it.
That ulted.
Coalescence, no boobs. Oh, Natsuki trying to run away, trying to get away from the team. They know he's there, kind of, maybe, not really. The cage comes out. Oh, zoning cage, all good. Not a problem. Does mean they can put themselves on the point pretty easily. And now Sharp receiving that beat is a free ticket to go into the backline. Pulse bomb in his hand, spotting the Lucio out. Doesn't even need the pulse. Oh, the tracking from Sharp is just stupendous. As Nu.Age make absolute light work of Team Peps there.
Really nice first point capture for them. They were able to convert that over to success on that previous flashpoint, and especially when you are playing from the defensive position, it's way easier to be able to set up this Doomfist dive and find a target when Team Peps comes in. Biggest thing too, Dip already has that EMP. Set that up. Make sure you catch Hybrid and capitalize. Hybrid does have one too.
EMP's good. Follow up! There it is. That's what I'm talking about. Sound barrier 2 from Team Peps. Surely an instant win. Oh, nice little virus kill there on the retreating Dip. Here comes a Meteor Strike. Natsuki ends up going down, and that will be that. There you go. 50+% though, or maybe 61% for Nu.Age. And a little bit extra too. Not sure they can find too many more kills, as there's a Suzu, but you take that. Oh, okay. Okay, wow. Naga's just going.
Naga?
Touch the spawn door challenge. Get a 5k? Not quite. All good. Naga, wow. I didn't think they'd chase that much, but hey, if you've got the confidence, chase them all the way to the spawn door, burn some more time. That was an extra, what, 20%? So yeah, not bad at all from Naga.
No, it was great. Like, you forced out the Suzu, then you go hit him with a pulse bomb. Really beautiful there. Now, like, that buys so much time here for Team Peps to try to close this map out and the series. Benbest is working up towards that cage. That's going to be a really important ultimate for them. Naga's down, though, so Cronus is going to probably feel pressured here to use the coal.
Yeah, Cole into the back line. Yeah, Ben Bescanano himself is just spinning on the spot, hitting people is what Ben Best was doing right there. Now Zuki falls to the coalescence and the overwhelming mass of Peps players onto the back line. Flip does end up coming through, yeah, but Hybrid, short work of the rest of the team. A little bit of extra percentage eked out for Nu.Age, but that's about it as the Flip comes back quite rapidly.
I mean, that actually is pretty important there.
Gives them a fight.
It's one more fight, but still, like, I think that puts you in a really nice range there. But it comes down to this one. Team Peps, they have an EMP coming into this next fight, and should be an easy trigger to pull.
Yeah, Dip making their way to the point, same with Natsuki, but Doge is already dead, left alone, isolated, shivering cold in the back lines, and well, I think that might just be it. An easy team wipe. Doge was there, just basically sat there and got hacked. There's the flip from Team Peps. They're going to take the map and the series, knocking Nu.Age out. Nu.Age couldn't quite get the revenge. Team Peps are going to advance.
Great stuff there. I mean, it was going to be always such a fun match to watch between two teams that have just such phenomenal players. And we got a treat there, Jaws. Like, after seeing the first two matches of the day being Maga versus Maga, we got a new twist on things with Maga versus Doomfist Dive. I did not think that we were going to be able to see that, but that proved to be really fun, Zoe.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Nu.Age, they didn't earn themselves a victory with what they showed us, but I feel like a winner because we did not have to watch the Hell Cell mirror, so thanks, Nu.Age. That was a joy. And they played it close, too. I think they really threw Peps for a loop there, who had to adjust time and time again and really adjust their game plan, because I do not think that Team Peps expected to see some dive coming in, least of all with the Echo in the mix.
Yeah, I think everybody was expecting just a complete Malga mirror, so it was nice to see a little spanner thrown in the works there. And one player I did want to point out, obviously they didn't end up losing, was Dip. Dip did a fantastic job on the Echo.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely one of the better heroes, and you're sitting there getting EMPs that quick. Well, you're in Sombra form, so of course you're going to get EMPs quickly, but just the value, I should say, from the copied EMPs was just fantastic. And the Echo pick works really well against the Malga if you can chunk them down that much with the beat, and then you finish them off with the beam. But the Malga meta is just, the Malga and the sustain comp is just so good. Another player that obviously always kind of stands out, especially in EU Overwatch, Naga. Dude's been around forever, and still seems to be at the top of his game. Used to play on Paris Eternal, and I cast Naga back in like 2016, 2017 in contenders. Dude's been around for a long time and still messing with the best. So yeah, it's good to see Naga performing well again.
For sure. I think, like, one of the things I wanted to go back to and touch on just a little bit is, like, while Dip did have some really impressive performances on the Echo, I think you also have to give a nod there to Team Peps to figure out how to beat that. Because, like, at the beginning of the series, you get the duplicate, you get the EMP. That was a clean fight win there for Nu.Age every single time you were able to hit that ultimate. But even just in this situation here, where we're getting a chance to see all the highlights, Team Peps, like, they adapted over the course of the series to figure out how to stay out of position of those EMP duplicates, and also just in general on the final map, just stay out of it completely. We saw some big old goose eggs there. Yeah,
this fight was specifically funny, yeah, because of the EMPs. So funny. Like, sure, like, I mean, it happens, right? Everybody's so quick because you got the Lucio, etc. So yeah, it's whatever. If you both get 0-person EMP, then it didn't happen. It's all.
Yeah, did it actually happen? Exactly. Saw it.
Exactly. Cancel each other out. Naga though is going to be a player of the match. Nicer limbs, good damage, 0 assists, classic DPS player. Yeah, good stuff from Naga.
Just Naga thing. No notes. Love seeing him at it again, and really stand-up performance there. I love that he ended up just, taking that mirror, and when Dip came out on that Echo, I was like, oh, surely Naga's not gonna let that stand. He's gonna match it.
And he didn't.
His hero pool is vast too, so not too surprising to see him match Dip there on the Echo. It just couldn't hang. Dip couldn't hang in the end.
Indeed. So Naga continues to be a force to be reckoned with, and he is actually going to be with us now for a quick chat. What a pleasure to see and hear you again. It's been a hot minute. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, it has, for real, yeah.
Okay, let's chat about this. Obviously, I don't think you, the team, expected to run into the composition that Nu.Age rolled out with. How far into map 1 were you in the comms like, guys, I got this? Let me go echo again.
That was actually something we didn't really plan, but yeah, it was just something we just randomly went with, and I was happy with it because I like that echo mirror.
How do you feel about the EU region as a whole right now? Obviously, we haven't had too much time competition-wise, but like stacking up against NA and like Korea is obviously very stacked. But against the other regions, how highly do you rate EU versus the other regions right now?
We didn't scrim the other regions that much, but I think EU is very strong right now, especially at the very top. We have some very good teams, and I feel that the EU meta is a little bit different than the other regions, and I think EU would do very good into the other regions with the meta we're playing. So
I would love to talk about that a little bit more because, like, I think we were all looking at the Team Peps versus Nu.Age matchup, and we were so excited to see both of you go head-to-head, and just knowing the amount of talent that's on both of those teams. Do you feel like this match went the way that you expected it to go, knowing that you had already played them at the beginning of the group stage?
I was confident we were gonna win, but it didn't go exactly as planned because things are moving very quickly right now. So we had like a little bit of read of what we thought they were gonna do, but we didn't have that much practice with the new things we're gonna do, right? If that makes sense. So yeah, it threw us off a little, but yeah, it went kind of like we would have expected to, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed that, right? It was a short turnaround, obviously, for most of the teams to like get accustomed to and comfortable on that Mauga kind of composition. How do you personally feel about it? How much does it change the way you have to approach the game when you're playing into like a Mauga mirror?
It changes a lot because it's kind of back to some Overwatch 3 state. It's like very ult driven. Like I had a rank game earlier where we used like 7 ults in the first fight before anything happened, and that just brings me back to GOAT, you know. So it's like a very different kind of Overwatch in general. So yeah.
It is like GOATs. Yeah. It is GOATs. Yeah. It's just like
it's actually GOATs.
Not sure this is a trend we have to bring back. I think maybe we can keep that one, like, let it rest, is what I'm saying. Well, I loved what we saw from Team Peps today. Thank you so much, Naga, for taking the time. Once more, congratulations, and we hope to see you again very soon.